Welcome. Do something a little different today. Talk about the Battle of Guadalcanal. I'm gonna make some pancakes. Make some pancakes. Not just any pancakes. Kodiak cakes. Extra protein. I think that should be pretty good. Pretty good. Wear my Toughness Tuesday shirt. Probably wondering about this right here. Going through a little home remodeling right now. With the Corona, it's taking a little bit of a backseat, but I have most of my cabinets done. And we'll check this out here. I'm gonna put a fire pole right there in the giant hole that is currently in my ceiling. I'm sure that's good. I'm gonna give you some nutritional content facts on these Kodiak cakes. Protein is 1,000 grams. Gains infinite. Corona's scared to death. So here's your essential question. What is the biggest impact of the Battle of Guadalcanal? Write that down. Remember, as always, whatever, fill out quiz, essential questions, 2 questions, and, oh, apparently I erased the shoot Corona thing from Joe. Joe, I still firmly believe in what you're saying. Oh, no, there it is. A lot of boards here. That's a horrible glare. Shoot Corona 2020. Okay, so I'm going to try to talk about Guadalcanal while making pancakes. There's no way this works out at all. Or will. Who knows? Okay. So, after the Battle of Midway, the United States can start actually going on the defensive for once. And so, the plan is to attack a small island called Guadalcanal on the Solomon Islands. The reason is because the Japanese, in June of 1942, have built a airfield on that base with the goal of disrupting U.S. supply lines between their Pacific Fleet and Australia. Oh, this is 1 cup. Gotta get some water here too. So, the U.S. under Bull Halsey, let's throw up the picture. Yeah, there you go. They basically make the decision that they're going to take the airfield and use that airfield as a launching pad for future U.S. attacks. So on August 7th, 1942, the United States Marines land ashore at Guadalcanal. Guadalcanal is, if we're going back to something we talked about in class, it's more similar to Vietnam in terms of its actual kind of geographics. It's jungly, it's hot, it's humid. This is not great fighting for the Marines, but they're able to take the field relatively quickly. And basically the rest of Guadalcanal, not looking bad, guys, but it's missing something. Oh, what's it missing? More protein. So, that was stupid. This is going to taste awful now. It tastes awful. So, once they captured Henderson Field, and this is where John Basilone hits his Medal of Honor. Put a picture of Mr. Basilone. Good looking dude. You know what? Let's add a little coffee in here too. Amp it up a little bit. So, when, man, it's a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. Pretty impressive. Okay, so once the Americans capture Henderson Field, the Japanese now spend the next about 3 months trying to take the field back. Wave after wave of attack. They're trying to take the Henderson Field, the airfield. They can't do it. In early September they try. They can't do it. In October they try. They can't do it. And it's the October time they try. That's 1 pancake. Oh, don't have a spatula, so found one. It's the October time. That's where Basilone gets the Medal of Honor. Talk about it in class. Good looking dude. Good looking dude. Right, Kelly? And so what he actually ends up doing, and I kind of short sold this, is he basically is on a machine gun for about 3 days, holding off the Japanese attack. After his machine gun runs out of bullets, he then grabs a machete and his pistol and throws himself into the Japanese attackers Black Rifle Coffee, beautiful. Basically saving that portion of the battle. At the end of October, the Japanese try for a third time to take Henderson Field. They're not able to. And this is where the battle shifts from the Marines fighting on the ground at Guadalcanal. That's my new fridge, by the way. Stainless steel, not bad. This is Newburyport Blue, by the way. It's going to look really good when it's all done. But the battle shifts from the land of Guadalcanal to the sea, because the Japanese, with Yamamoto, they realize that with this Henderson Field, the Americans can now launch attacks basically throughout all the islands they possess inside kind of the Pacific theater. So their goal is to have a naval invasion to reinforce the Japanese already there. I'm not gonna lie, the pancake looks really good. And so that's where the battle shifts now to the Navy. Again, under Bull Halsey. I love that picture. I love that picture of him. Here's on point as always. Let's flip this thing. Freedom. Got my plate here. I'm gonna go with a Green Bay Packer style plate because we live in America and I can do that. So the Japanese in early November, they tried launching a giant land invasion of Guadalcanal. They're stopped dead in their tracks by the U.S. Navy. They try again 2 weeks later. They stopped again, dead in their tracks by Bull Halsey and the U.S. Navy. They tried for a third time. By mid-December 1942, they realize it's done. They've lost Guadalcanal. The United States has been able to establish an air base there. They've been launching attacks from Henderson Field. It's weird because on the one side, put this in again. You can see that. Oh, not done. Guys, I just wrecked the perfect pancake. Okay. That they realize that basically, like, that's over. I think I'm repeating myself now, so happens we don't have a script. So, the battle's kind of broken into two different sections. You have the naval battle, where both sides suffer catastrophic losses. The United States loses quite a number of ships, many planes, while the Japanese, they lose quite a bit more. Land battles, much more mixed, where the United States loses about 2,000 Marines are killed at Guadalcanal, but you compare that to about 31,000 Japanese. That's a decisive victory for the United States, and it's our first offensive engagement of the war in the Pacific. Midway is a defensive battle. We're on the defensive. We lay a trap for them, but really it's the Japanese who are being the aggressor. Guadalcanal is the first time we are the actual aggressor. And basically that's how it's going to be for the rest of the war in the Pacific. Now you might be wondering, hey, Mr. Frank, let's me flip this. I'm going to try to flip this on the plate. Corona. Like, why haven't we talked about anything about the war in Europe yet? Valid question. New microwave too. I got to put a cabinet up here. Again, I got a lot of free time right now, so we can do that. That sounds good. But a lot is because we don't actually go over to Europe until 1943. So I've been trying to do this kind of chronologically. You also remember, too, the American Republic, the first group they wanted to beat was the Japanese. The Japanese, at the time, served a much more real threat to the United States and U.S. interest than the Germans did. Now, one of the things we're going to see really quickly, and this will be on our next video, is why does the U.S. military struggle so much in the first year of the war? Because we see a lot of, like, the first 6 months in the Japanese or the Pacific theater always struggle. We see that mirrored in the European theater. Seriously, you guys buy some Black Rifle coffee. It's phenomenal. Good stuff going on. Okay, let's kind of sum this up. Shorter video. Hope you guys enjoyed the pancake stuff. Pancake stuff's going great. Okay, talk about some impacts. Ooh, my handwriting's horrible. 1. U.S. now is a launching pad for new attacks. Okay, first impact is we can use Henderson Field now to launch further airstrikes and really give us complete air superiority against the Japanese following Guadalcanal. Military planners don't know it yet, but we're almost at a point where air power is what largely dictates your success in combat. We're going to see that played out through the rest of World War II. 2. Japan is donezo as an offensive threat. They lose so many ships. They lose really a majority of the rest of really good pilots. They lose 31,000 men. Their ability as an offensive force has deteriorated basically to nothing. They're still a threat, but now it's mostly just defensive. Japan suffers massive loss they cannot recover from. We talked about a little bit last video how in the United States, because of our great industrial might and just greater population, we could suffer a few more loss than the Japanese could. When they're losing these ships, when they're losing these airplanes, when they're losing these pilots, they don't have a way to replace them. U.S. has momentum, is now on the offensive. So after Guadalcanal, we see. Maybe I can flip this straight up. No, okay. I mean, perfect flip here. I burned it a little bit. Not bad though. Not bad. So after Guadalcanal, the United States continually goes on the offensive, and this kind of begins our island hopping campaign. Now we're going to leave the Pacific for a little while because from 43 to 44, you see a lot more happening on the European side of things, and there's some interesting people we're going to talk quite about, including our salute, George Patton. Okay, finally, U.S. Marines, again, prove their ability as a formidable fighting force. This is one of those engagements where the Marines, they put this in their Mount Rushmore of battles. What the Marines do is absolutely incredible, and then not only taking the island, but holding the island. It's amazing. So we've talked about Belleau Wood, we've talked about Guadalcanal. So not the last time we talked about U.S. Marines in the course of World War II. We've Iwo Jima, we've Okinawa, but the Marines, again, prove themselves as a formidable fighting force and a military unit group to be feared in combat. Okay, let's sum some stuff up here. Wall. Nah, needs a little bit more time. Once I burned it. Huh. Go 2 for 2 here. Magic. Raw batter. Not good. So, review here. What's the biggest impact of the Battle of Guadalcanal? Please, as always, fill out the essential question. Answer 2 questions. 1 question, a content-related question about Guadalcanal. Second question, can be a lot of different stuff. Not gonna lie, the pancake thing. If you haven't thought I've lost it yet, this video kind of confirms it. I think these pancakes will be very good. I'm excited for them. I don't know. Hopefully you guys are doing well, enjoying these so far. Okay, in closing, 1, as always, stay safe. 2, make sure you wash your hands 20 seconds. I could do a video on washing your hands, but I feel like, I don't know, we're old enough to know what to do in that situation. 3, I've been watching a lot of Band of Brothers, HBO miniseries, a little bit of foul language. However, very good miniseries. The book Band of Brothers, I actually have not read it. However, I'm going to order it off Amazon. That might be one of the things I read. If you're still actually interested in doing the book thing, I think that's the way you do it, especially with all of us having a lot more time on our hands. Band of Brothers might be the book to do because then we can compare it to the miniseries. Afterward, you let me know in the comments or however people communicate on these things. All right, I'm going to eat, have some pancakes, probably going to wash my hair. All right, have a good rest of your day.